Hey there guys, just me destinyb0nd, aka Jordan. Yeah, I'm finally back and I actually have a couple battles to upload and I'm probably going to start uploading almost every single day. It all depends on college and, drama and friends and stuff like that. But I got a battle against my good buddy, Sweet and Sour Pokemon Battles. He's a pretty good battler, I suggest you guys check him out. But let's get this show on the road. He's going to lead off with a Quillfish, and I'm going to lead off with a Magcargo. And I know what you're thinking. You never see a Magcargo. But I've never seen a Quillfish with Intimidate, so that must be its new Dream World ability. I don't want to I don't want to take a Waterfall, so I'm just going to switch out into my Ampharos. And he's going to taunt me because he was probably predicting like a Stealth Rock setup or whatever. I was originally going to set up Stealth Rocks, but I decided not to. He's going to switch out predicting the discharge, and he's going to go into his Wormadam. And I'm going to actually switch out on my own, and I'm going to send in my own my cargo again so that I can, set up my rock so I can finally get this thing out of the way. He's going to switch out and go back into his Quillfish, and I have no other choice but to take that Intimidate again, even though it's totally fine because I'm a special attacker. I'm going to set up my rocks so that he can switch, or so that he can, finally get hurt by them and stuff like that. But he's just going to start to set up his own Toxic Spikes, and I didn't know what I can do. I have no Rapid Spinner, so I'm just going to use Hidden Power. Do I have Grass or Rock? I don't know what I have, but as far as I know, it's pretty, useful. I do get a crit, which mattered in every single way, so I'm very sorry about that, Sour. But he's going to continue to set up his Toxic Spikes as he knows that he can live another Hidden Power. Now remember, I also have Lava Plume, but that's not going to do anything to this Quillfish because it's a water type and stuff like that. So I'm just going to continue to use Hidden Power. It does a decent amount of damage to this Quillfish because it's not really specially defensive. He's going to go for the Waterfall, and the first thing that came to my mind is, wow, you know what, good job, Magcargo, you deserve an A+. And he literally does deserve an A+, because he does live that with at least 12 HP. And Sour and I were both thinking, how in the world does a Magcargo live a Waterfall? I have no idea. It doesn't even matter anyway. I think I had the Sturdy ability. No, I had the Flame Body ability, sorry. But anyway, I am just going to take out his, his Quillfish, and then he's going to send in his Ludicolo. And the first thing that he does is go for a Giga Drain, and I'm like, okay, what kind of Ludicolo is this? Usually you see Ludicolo in like a what kind? Oh, a Rain Dance team. But this is like a solo Ludicolo, but it's whatever. I'm just gonna go back into my Ampharos, and I do get the poison because of the Toxic Spike setup, because I really don't have any Rapid Spinners. But in the meantime, he's just gonna go into his Wormadam again, and I kind of use the Cotton Guard. Remember, this is my custom Ampharos. I use Cotton Guard so I can raise his defense by plus either 2 or 3. I can't remember. But, Cotton Guard on an Ampharos is amazing because it can take an Earthquake like nobody's business. And that's the only thing that's, super effective. I'm going to go for the Heal Bell because this is a wall type of Ampharos. And he's just going to set up his own Stealth Rocks in the meantime, which is just a good play on his part because I do have some stuff that are weak to Stealth Rocks. But in the meantime, I didn't know what else I can do to this Wormadam except for discharge it, but I don't know if I'm going to go for that. No, excuse me. He's going to switch out, and he's going to go into his Rotom, normal form, and I end up going for discharge when I probably should have switched, and then that would have been, a game changer. But lucky for me, I do get the Paralyze hacks, and yeah, that's a good play on my part. I'm gonna have to switch out, and then I'm gonna go into my what's that thing called? I don't even know. This thing. Let's go with this thing. And it's actually a pretty good Pokemon because it's like specially defensive and stuff like that, and it has high HP. But he made an excellent play on his part, and he's going to go for the trick, and he does give me the Choice Scarf while he has his own leftovers. Now, there's nothing I can really do because I was trying to go for a Calm Mind but now it's broken. But now he predicts my Psychic, and he will go into his Wormadam, and yeah, Wormadam takes that Psychic pretty nicely. So I didn't. This thing is pretty much ruined. In other words, it's just like no point. It's slow, and a Choice Scarf on it. Like there's no point of even having it on the team anymore. I wish it had like Explosion or something. So I'm just gonna send in my Hypno so I can try to take this Wormadam down because I think it can cause problems for me. But he's just gonna switch out and he's gonna go into his Persian because I'm pretty sure this thing has like Shadow Claw or something, and Hypno can't really take that. But in the meantime, I will end up going for a blah 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 blah. I think I'm gonna go for the Seismic Toss. I was kind of hoping to go for a Seismic Toss, but he ends up going for the Fake Out, and of course that's a typical Persian because usually that's what Persians and Meowths have because typical, I guess, but it's whatever. So anyway, of course I flinch, and I thought I had like Inner Focus on this thing, but he's just gonna go into his Last Resort, which is a good move on his part because I barely take that, but in the meantime I will pull off a Thunder Wave on this thing so I can so this thing can like slow down. You know what I'm saying? But like now I'm pretty sure I can set up a Wish Protect if I can survive another poison. But I actually die from the poison, and that's when everything just goes downhill after that. Because this Hypno was supposedly supposed to be like, it's like a Wish Passer, sort of, to, and that was my Skype. Way to go, Danny. So, anyway, he's just going to switch out, and he's going to go back into his Kilowatt, his Rotom. And I'm going to have to go for the Hidden Power Fighting. And that was a good switch on his part, because I don't know if he knew that or not. If I had Hidden Power Fighting, but now like I said, I still have that Choice Scarf and I'm still locked in it, so there's nothing I can do. So I'm just gonna go into my my Absol, and the first thing I usually want to do with this Absol is like set up a Swords Dance and then Sucker Punches like his whole team, but he ignores the paralyzation and he's just gonna go into his Thunderbolt, and that is almost gonna take me out. I'm very surprised that I lived that, but in the meantime, there's nothing I can do now because I'm almost dead and the poison is just going to take me out next turn. I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch, but it turns out that I failed and he actually is paralyzed. I don't know what he was going to do. I don't know if he's going to use Trick or whatever, or Will-O-Wisp, or who knows. But that was a good play on his part, and I ended up, and Absol did absolutely nothing. Thanks a lot, Absol. You owe me another battle. But now I have no choice but to go into my Sweeper, my Archeops. And that's what the Hypno was for, to like, Wish setup and stuff like that. I'm faster than the Rotom, and I end up going for the Crunch, so I can finally get this thing out of the way. I do it a crit, but it didn't really matter because Archeops' attack is like, it's out of this world, even if the Jolly Nature. So he's just gonna go into his Persian, and he does end up going for the Fake Out, which was a good move on his play because that will take me down to the yellow area, and now the Defeatist ability kicks in. Now this thing cannot do anything. Like literally, Archeops is so bad when it's like that's what Hypno is for, and I couldn't use it. I do get the lucky crit again on this Persian, but that's Stone Edge for you. So now he's just gonna go into his Can of Worms, his Wormadam again. And I wanted to go for the Stone Edge, but he ends up using Protect, and he knew that the Stone Edge was coming, so I don't know. I think he wanted to switch next turn, but it ended up not happening. But as far as I know, Archeops is going to go for the Stone Edge, but luckily for him, he misses, and now this Wormadam is going to take me out with a Gyro Ball. In my personal opinion, that's pretty embarrassing to be taken out by a Wormadam. I've never seen a Wormadam kill some Pokemon, but alright then. So I'm pretty much done for at this point because I had no other choice but to go into my Ranunculus, found out the name, and he will go for the Protect. Now, it was a good move on his play because I was going to go for the Hidden Power Fighting and see how much I could do to this Wormadam, but it's a good play on his part, so I got to congratulate him for that. Now he's just going to switch out again, and he's going to go into his, what's this thing called? Oh, a Gallade. And that's just easy going to take, or not take, but it's just going to usually handle my hidden power fighting really well. So there's nothing I can do. Everything's gone, and I can't win this battle anymore. I have no choice but to switch out and go into my Jasmine, so I can at least get some paralyzation off of this thing. But he ends up going for a close combat, and if I set it up, wow, my vocabulary is awful, sorry. If I had to set up a Cotton Guard, I could have easily lived this, but Jasmine, it just didn't do anything. Thanks a lot, Jasmine. But now my Ampharos is gone, and all I'm left is with this Ranunculus thing. Of course, I'm not going to use anything special because all I have is Calm Mind, Hidden Power, Fighting, Psychic, and either Shadow Ball or Energy Ball. I can't remember. He's just gonna switch out, and he's gonna go into his Wormadam, predicting my Psychic, and it actually took it very nicely. But now there's nothing left I can do. I'm locked into Psychic, and there's nothing that can yeah. But as far as I know, I'm just gonna continue to Psychic this Wormadam so I can get this thing out of the way and just at least have like a close game. But he's just gonna use Gyro Ball, and that is actually going to do like nothing to this Ranunculus, which is totally cool in my opinion. But I'm just gonna Psychic this Wormadam yet again, and it will get it to the red area, but it doesn't really matter. He's just gonna go for the Gyro Ball yet again, and that's gonna take me down to literally nothing still, which is pretty beast in my opinion. But moving along, so anyway, so he's just gonna go for the Protect, so he can get some more lefties, which is my guess. It was a pretty nice play on his move, and I've been saying that the entire match, which I should probably stop. But moving along, so anyway, so I'm just gonna go for another Psychic so I can at least get a critical hit on this thing. But the Wormadam just takes this Psychic like a boss, and it's like nothing happened. So he's just gonna go for another Gyro Ball, and that will actually bring me down to 95 HP, which was a good move on his play. So so I'm just going to try to take this Wormadam down for the last Psychic of the game, and I end up taking it down at last, but it doesn't even matter because he's going to have stuff to take out this Ranunculus thingamabob. I don't know how to say it. He's just going to go into his Ludicolo, which is a good move because Ludicolo has a really high special defense. Now, he's just going to finish me off with a Surf, and that will be a good game. So, oh, he does get a crit, by the way. I don't know if it mattered or not. But it was a good game, bro. Thanks a bunch, and I'm glad to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Question of the day. What is the question of the day? Okay. If you could be president for a day, what would you do? Just post your comment below, like this video, favorite, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Do what you guys need to do. More uploads to come, and I am out. Peace.